Hello viewers and potential subscribers, you are watching Unknown Emerald, and today I'll be doing a ranking of every map in Halo Infinite. We have a grand total of 10 maps, 3 of them being big team battle maps, and we have 7 4v4 maps. For those of you who do not know who I am a forger, someone who loves making maps beyond anything else. I did hundreds of custom games, I have done hundreds of maps throughout my career. I started this since I was playing Halo 3 when Forge got introduced to the Halo franchise, and I've been a forger ever since. So I think I have a pretty good idea in the regards of what makes a decent Halo map. So I'll be going through every single Infinite map today, starting with my least favorite to my most favorite map, and I'll be going through some of the flaws, some of the things I didn't like, some things I did like, and keep in mind that this is just one person's opinion, so if you have something you disagree with, do let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts, and without any more delay, let's get to it. Starting the list off at number 10, we have Launch Site. Before I go too much into this map, let me just say that I do appreciate the idea behind the map. It's essentially a C-shaped map with a gravity lift connecting one end to the other, and from my understanding it was specifically made for one flag, as that is the only game type that truly works on this map. But unfortunately for every other playlist it is just too big of a map for at least a 4v4 playlist. I think it's more of a 6v6, as it's definitely too small for 8v8 and 12v12 for the matter, and unfortunately the map is just kind of like in this grey area of size where if you play Slayer, nothing really happens. You spend a long time looking for a player because there is no specific point of the map that you want to take control over. There is too much high ground for you to take, which is another thing I don't like, because the vehicles are at a very big disadvantage because of that. You get into a ghost, you go back and forth, and by the time, well, you will spot players, but they will just be in areas which you can't kill them at, so you being a ghost puts you at a disadvantage, which shouldn't be the case when you're in a power vehicle. When someone has a power weapon like a skewer and you're in a ghost, well, it's only gonna go one way. You get skewered, you will die. And if you're in a warhog and you have a gunner, same thing will happen if someone has a skewer or even a sniper rifle, because in Halo Infinite, for whatever reason, power weapons destroy vehicles very fast. Even something like a sniper rifle, which in other Halo games did not destroy a warhog or a ghost in just a few shots. So that is the reason why I don't like the map that much, and that is the reason why it's number 10. And in terms of the tier, I'll give it an E tier. Next up at number 9, we have Deadlock. Now, if I was judging these maps based on aesthetics alone, Deadlock will be a lot higher on the list, as I love the banished architecture. It is absolutely astonishing, especially the cannon in the middle. It is just beautiful, and it fires towards the UNSC ship every single time you score an objective, which is just fantastic. It's a nice little touch, and I think it makes the map really stand out from the rest of the maps. That being said, however, the gameplay is not that great. The map is fairly flat for a big team battle map. I wish it had a lot more verticality, as I think the map would have really kind of like benefited from that. And the vehicle play is very lacking. I'm not sure if I just got very unlucky, but I have never seen a Wasp, a Banshee, a Wraith or a Scorpion tank on this map a single time. And I've played this map about 10 times, if not more. So I'm not sure, again, I probably just got very unlucky, but if anyone has seen those vehicles on the map, do let me know, as I personally haven't seen them spawn on the map in the past. And the games would always like last for the whole game as well, so there was never a time when the game finished in like 3 minutes, so that's understandable. Like, the game finishes in 3 minutes, that's why you haven't seen the Scorpion tank. No. And my games would usually last for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that is usually enough time for a Wraith tank and a Scorpion tank to spawn during that time. But unfortunately I haven't seen one. Maybe again I just got very unlucky, so do let me know if you have seen those vehicles spawn on the map so far. I would appreciate the knowledge, because personally I haven't seen them yet, so that is why this map is number 9. And in terms of tier, I would give this map a D tier. And at number 8 we have Behemoth. Again, Behemoth is a beautiful looking map. I think 343 has done a fantastic job at recreating Forerunner architecture in Halo Infinite. Behemoth definitely looks very beautiful with the structure in the middle, and it's also surrounded by this kind of like a little desert. And also the map is kind of like lifted up by those hexagonal structures, so it kind of looks like it's sitting on a pillar, which is like really weird, but also very cool at the same time. And I also love the ring kind of surrounding the whole map. It's a very unique map, and it looks nothing like any other map in the Halo universe. So this map unfortunately suffers from the vehicle play. You have those two sides of the map, one with a ghost or a chopper, or very rarely a banshee, and you have the other end with a rocket hog or a normal hog in that regard. And you also have skewers, you have sniper rifles, you have grapple shots. And let me just ask, why on earth would I get into a ghost when I know that the enemy team has 2 skewers? That's not gonna happen. I want to live, thank you very much. And without the vehicles, if you don't want to get into a vehicle, when the vehicles get destroyed, the map suffers. There's not really much going on around the map when you take the vehicles out of the account. 343 wanted this map to be kind of vehicle oriented, which is why it has so many vehicles and so many power weapons, but it has too many power weapons in my opinion. I think the skewer spawns or the sniper spawns should be switched in regard, like they shouldn't be on either side of the map. Maybe just one sniper rifle or one skewer will be enough, because when you have 2 skewers and 2 vehicles, they kind of like even each other out, you know. You get into the warhog, you get into a ghost, and if the enemy has 2 skewers, you really don't want to be using those 2 vehicles, as you know fully well you're going to be destroyed sooner rather than later. If the map gets some balance changes, then I think I could lift it up a little bit higher. Maybe from number 8 I can lift it up to my number 6 or number 5 even, depending on how well they can balance it out. But for now it's a number 8, and in terms of tier, I'll be giving this map a D tier. And on number 7 we have Bazaar. Bazaar is another unique map in terms of its location. We haven't seen a map set in Mombasa since Halo 2. Turf was the last map I remember playing on, but that was set in Mombasa. I don't think Halo 3, Halo 4 or Halo 5 has done a map set in this iconic location, so I do appreciate 343 giving back this very beautiful city, and it is a very beautiful map. Don't get me wrong, it's a bazaar, so it's kind of like a shopping district, and it is gorgeous. That being said, however, from the gameplay point of view, it's very lackluster. The middle is way too open. There's not really much going on in the middle because it is open. You just kind of sit on either ridge of the map and you just fight each other out with battle rifles and pistols, and that's pretty much all there is. 90% of the fights take place in the middle. I would say 5% take place in the little tunnel below, and 5% are either spawns, because if there's an AFK out on an enemy team, you kind of have to go and kill them, right? And I can kind of tell that this map was specifically made for capture the flag, as that is the only game type which truly works on this map. It doesn't work for Slayer and it does not work for Oddball, because if you play Oddball, you take the ball and you go to the other end of the map, and the enemy team will spawn on the opposite end, and they just go back and forth, and it doesn't give much variety, and I find that pretty boring. For capture the flag though, you have kind of like the middle of the map where you can take the flag through if you want to be very fast, or you can try to be sneaky and take the tunnel underneath, which doesn't work very often, as if they don't see the flag carrier going through the middle of the map, where else can it be, right? In that regard, I find the map to be pretty plain and pretty boring to play on, which is why it's number 7 on my list, and in terms of the tier, I'll give it a C tier. At number 6 we have Highpower. Highpower is the next big team battle map on the list, and it is an asymmetrical map. It kinda is themed by UNSC bases, where you have 2 UNSC bases, and well, you just battle each other out in the middle, right? And it is the only map which has wasps that spawn on either side, so you have 1 wasp per team, and those wasps spawn pretty fast, which is very nice, as when you have a challenge to destroy or hijack enemy wasps, that is the map to do it on, which is pretty nice. However, the map does cater to one side more than the other. I think it is the waterfall side that is a little bit smaller than the other, and the other side of the map is a lot more open with a lot less cover, which causes a lot of issues, especially when the waterfall side of the map receives a tank. When you have a tank on one side of the map, the other side suffers a lot. It takes a lot of effort to destroy the tank because you don't get any power weapons inside of your base. All the power weapons spawn in the middle of the map, one up top, so usually a skewer or a sniper rifle, and there's a sentinel beam in the middle. I think the rocket launcher spawns every now and then, and if the tank has control of the middle of the map, guess what? You can't get those weapons when they're in the middle of the map, unfortunately, so you end up getting spawn killed for the rest of the game, and that happened to me 3 times already. I played the map quite a few times, and it already happened to me 3 times during that period, so yeah, I don't like that aspect of the map, but as long as the enemy does not receive a scorpion tank, everything else works pretty fine. It's just when a scorpion gets put into the game, it's very hard to destroy it, because, like I said, it kind of caters towards one side of the map, so, and yeah, also the vehicle spawns are kind of uneven. One vehicle spawns kind of like towards one actually inside of the enemy base pretty much, whilst the other one spawns more of the middle of the map where the middle should be. So yeah, in that aspect, in that regard, I don't enjoy Highpower, but if there's no tank, the map works perfectly fine. Perfect for capture the flag. I had a lot of fantastic moments on this map so far, and I'll be actually posting some highlights of it in the future very soon, so look forward to that. And in terms of the tier, I'll be giving this map a C tier. At number 5 we have Livefire. There isn't too much I can say about Livefire other than it is just very fun. I love playing Oddball on this map so much. Whenever Oddball comes up, I don't know what it is about my team, but we always have the same idea. Take the ball into the tower and we hold the tower. It is so much fun, and whenever we get overwhelmed, the last person of the ball, all they do is just throw the ball off the map and then reset, and it's such a fun experience to have. I played it numerous times. Livefire is the very first map that we all got to experience in Halo Infinite. That was the very first map that we got to play on the flight, and it still holds up. It doesn't get boring. It is just so much fun. The only criticism I would give this map is that the spawning tends to be somewhat predictable. If you spawn on one end of the map, you know for a fact where the enemy team is going to spawn, and yeah, usually that's how it works, but on Livefire, it is extremely predictable sometimes, so that is the only criticism I can give to the map. It works very well for Slayer, it works very well for Strongholds, the weapons, everything is pretty balanced, so overall, a very good map. I'll give this map a B tier. Moving up to number 4, we have Recharge. Recharge is another map in the 4v4 playlist. It is set in a hydro water plant, and it is overall a pretty beautiful map. The only reason it's number 4 is because it gets outshined by the other maps further up this list. It does what it does very well. It works very well for Strongholds, Slayer and Oddball, and I think every single game type is perfect. At least Strongholds, I think Strongholds is pretty much perfection. There's nothing else you can do to Strongholds, and this map just does that game type very well. There's never a point when you think, oh, the enemy team's on that side, I can't get this objective. The rotation around the map is solid. There's always something you can do on the map. The power weapons are pretty balanced and interesting. I love the sword, I love the gravity hammer on the map, and I love the repulsor. When someone's going for the gravity hammer or the sword and you use the repulsor, it is so much fun bunking them off to the side of the ledge. It is pretty fun, and like I said, the only reason this map is number 4 is because the aesthetics on the other maps are just so much better, because a hydro water plant, there's only so much you can do, you know. I'm gonna give this map a B tier. Moving up to the top 3, at number 3 we have Street. You know what I said about Recharge just a second ago, how it gets outshined by aesthetics in the next maps up? This is the reason why. Street is the reason why. Oh my god, this map is just gorgeous. I can't begin to explain how much detail there is on the map. I mean, just look at it. Look at this map. It's once again set in Mombasa, and when you compare this map to Bazaar, well, Bazaar gets thrown out the window, right? I know both maps are set on Mombasa, but I'm sorry, Streets takes the cake. It kind of reminds me slightly of Turf, well, because they're both set in Mombasa, you know, and it kind of like gives me a little bit of nostalgia when I play this map. And I'm a little bit of a sucker for nostalgia. I can't be the only one, right? In terms of gameplay, I think Streets does everything to perfection once again. Oddball, Strongholds, and Slayer all work very well. I think the map could even work for Capture the Flag, even though it was not designed for Capture the Flag, because it is, after all, an asymmetrical map. It does have a few symmetrical qualities. For example, the middle of the map is kind of symmetrical, and both the spawns, when you spawn at the beginning, you kind of like always at the same distance from the middle of the map where the power weapons such as a Spanker Prime or the Cinder Shot would tend to spawn. So in that regard, I think Capture the Flag could work pretty well on Street. And in terms of the tier, I'll give this map an A tier. Now, at number 2, we have Aquarius. I'm gonna be honest over here. This map could very easily be number 1 spot for me. The only reason it is not is because the first map holds a special place in my heart. Aquarius is a symmetrical map, and it is surrounded by plantations that are being harvested for, I don't know why they're being harvested, maybe a scientific lab or something, but yeah, regardless, it has a lot of plants. It is gorgeous. This map is beautiful. Every single symmetrical map in the world wants to be Aquarius. it is, I can't say anything bad about it. I can only say the positives. When you play Capture the Flag, you take the objective, you take the flag, and you're like, I have so many options. I can go through the middle, I can be ballsy, go through the middle, I can take the sides. Even when I go left or right, let's say I go right, I can go to the right, I can take a staircase up, I can take a staircase down. I have numerous options, and when I spawn, I never feel like I'm gonna get spawn killed. I feel like when I spawn, this is my safe space, you know. I'm never gonna have a grenade being thrown in my face when I spawn. Times might change in the future when everyone figures out the spawns exactly, but at this point in time, this map is perfect. And I know I say that about a lot of the maps, about them being perfect, but Aquarius does everything 100% correctly. I'm not usually a person for competitive play, but when I play Capture the Flag over here, I feel at home. I'm usually like all against Capture the Flag because I don't like the game type, because I'm not a competitive person. I like to do oddball and strongholds because they're goofy game types, but Capture the Flag, for the first time in a very long time, I actually really enjoy the game type, and Aquarius is the reason for it. This map is symmetrical, the map does not cater to any of the sides more than the other, everything is kind of like even out. Maybe the only thing that's asymmetrical is the aesthetics, because, well, it's aesthetics, you know, it doesn't matter for the gameplay point of view, and aesthetics, once again, gorgeous. This is a 10 out of 10 map, and I'm gonna give it an S tier. Hands down, S tier. And in the number 1 spot, we have Fragmentation. Can I just quickly say how much I missed playing proper big team battle? Halo 5 did not give us a big team battle experience that we wanted because, well, they were all Forge maps. Not only was it delayed by quite a bit, but big team battle just did not feel right because every single map was forged. We did have a few decent ones over there, but for the most part, they were very plain maps and, well, just not interesting. I did not enjoy BTB in Halo 5 whatsoever. I kind of avoided the game type. The only time I started playing it was like 5 years into the future when everything was kind of set in stone and we had Super Fiesta for it, you know, when it was goofy again. But I would never consider playing the game type before. And Fragmentation, oh boy, did 343 did fantastic on this map. They did an incredible job. It brought me the love of BTB back into my heart, and whenever this map comes up, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go, let's do this. And whenever the other 2 maps come up, I'm like, let's get this done and over with so I can play Fragmentation again, you know. And when you think of classic big team battle maps, the very first thing that probably came to your head is either Blood Gulch or Valhalla. Those maps are from 20, 15 years ago. They are no longer relevant. I don't understand why people want to play those maps so much. You shouldn't be playing them. You should be playing Fragmentation. When you get a sniper rifle on Valhalla or Blood Gulch, you are the dominant person of the map. The enemy team, without a sniper rifle to counter you, they can't do anything. On Fragmentation, on the other hand, if the enemy team has a sniper rifle, oh my god, you can counter them. They can't do anything, or they can do everything against you if they have good aim, but you can get close to them, you can take other roads, and they can't hold the whole map by themselves when they have a sniper rifle. Plus it's a 12v12 game type, so now there's less of a chance of them kind of countering everyone, and you don't have enough ammo to counter everyone because you only have 8 shots at this point, you know. Vehicle play, fantastic. I love playing with the Wasp, the Banshee, the Scorpion, the Wraith, when eventually they came up on the map. Because once again, those are very rare. 343 just used to do kind of like a little balance where they make those vehicles spawn a little bit sooner into the game. Outside of that, big team battle is at a perfect state. Weapons spawn all over the map. You have battle rifles, you have the commander could use a little bit of improvement, but outside of that, you have battle rifles, you have your sidekick if you can't pick up a battle rifle. Even a sidekick can shoot like, what, a quarter away across the map, so that's good. That's good. In the previous Halos, the pistol was not as prominent, but on Halo Infinite, here we are. And yeah, Fragmentation, once again, I'll say it for the 50th time in the video, it's perfection. I'm gonna give this map an S tier. I love this map so much. So, 343, thank you very much for creating a fantastic game for us to enjoy our free time on. Every single time I come back from work, I'm like, yep, time for Halo Infinite, let's do this. There are a few improvements, of course, you can do here and there, but I'm sure the community is doing a fantastic job at relaying that information to you right this very moment. So, in the future, you just need to improve the game a little bit and we'll all be happy. A few more maps from my point of view as well, a few more maps will go a very long way, so yes, yeah. give us a few more maps in the next couple of months. I would really appreciate that. Everyone will. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what you think. Is Fragmentation your favorite map as well, or is it kind of like your worst map? Do let me know in the comment section below. If you agree with my list, if there are any things you disagree with, do let me know, and keep it civil, you know. There's no need for us to be monkey, better map, you suck. Nah, none of that. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time. So see you